Here we are leaving the camp.
Yeah, so we've packed up and on our way to Newman, and we're just going to do a little bit of a detour, take the long way to Newman, and then from there we will head out through Sylvania Station Way and a few other things, but you'll see that down the road.
Day 5 for us. I'm not going to film this road heading out. Filmed a bit of it last night. It's just a dirt road. It's a little bit greasy, a little bit sandy, a little bit rocky, but yeah, I'll bring you back out when we get something interesting. So this morning we're doing just a little 170 kilometre loop past some ranges, and I think they said a gorge. It'll bring us out behind the mine side into the back of Newman. So we've spread quite out this morning. That road in from the campsite back to the main drag was quite dusty, and everyone's chewing on dust, so we're spread right out. But as you can see, those boys, I've let them go miles in front and the dust just lingers. So been a bloody top trip so far. Hell, we've seen some sights. I have to eat my hat. I found out later that night, that one gorge we went to, and I said, well, you wouldn't get a standard four-wheel drive in there, but a couple of four-wheel drive clubs have been through, and I've been through that track, so it is doable. The camp, if we don't get that far, there's plenty of bush camps in between, so we'll just see where we get. I think after doing a couple of those heavy duty gorges yesterday, everyone was quite fatigued. It was a little bit of an early camp. Everyone was in bed early. Glorious night. Not even needing a sleep bag, just laying on the air mattress. Although the sleep bag come on about, it would have been about 4 o'clock this morning, I reckon. I had to pull it up and yeah, this is what adventure riding is all about, boys.
Yep, as you'll see, this track really had a little bit of everything. We had ball dust, ups, downs, tight twisties, creek beds, really eroded, rutted out sections going up some hills, just everything.
Yeah, you got to keep your eyes on the road.
Really kept you on your toes though. It was really, I thoroughly enjoyed this track. So I've made it a little bit long and tedious, more so just for the boys that were on the trip, so everybody can and enjoy the memories. If there's one thing this trip highlighted to me was just being bike fit, really. Could have used a bit of a lay day. We were on the go pretty solid for 7 days. In the next episode you'll probably see why I sort of suggested a bit of a lay day maybe, but all in all, yeah, bike fitness for me was on top of the list. I thought I was fairly fit, but you know, just going out for your 4 or 5 hour squirts really doesn't justify when you're in the saddle for 8-9 hours like this, fully loaded and hitting the trails. And we were pushing it. We sort of had to make good ground to get to the next destination and keep up, you know. But yeah, overall, really enjoyed it, as I said, and it was really a top trip.
turning into quite a little technical run this. Definitely warming the blood up for the morning.
I said in the first series I'd do a bit of a review on the Bridgestone AX41 Adventure Cross tyres. I'm going to say, coming from Motos, these things just did everything I wanted the bike to do. Front on all the roads and rocky bits and terrain and sand and everything we threw at it was really solid. Choosing your pressures was the big thing, but once you got them sorted and you sort of know where you was going, I was really impressed with the Bridgestone, and on the bitumen far less noisier than the Motos. And well, you know, as you can see, the rear just did an amazing job, and didn't cop one flat on the whole trip. So yeah, I was really happy with the Bridgestones.
Definitely a road less travelled.
Good, eh?
Yeah, we stopped about 10 k's back there and just regrouped.
Oh yeah, cool.
Because on that top of the hill I didn't know whether we had to turn left and go down.
There'll be no turns unless if there's a turn we'll be on it.
Yeah, okay. And yeah, just waited for Jace to double check. So which way we just keep going, eh?
We're just checking this road. Yeah, go straight it unless we're on a corner.
Just jumping back onto those Bridgestones, yeah, the only gripe, and I guess, you know, everyone's read about it, is the longevity of the tyre, especially the rear. This trip, I put them on and basically rode out the shed fully loaded, and we did 4,500 k's on this trip, and since then I've put about, I don't know, 2,000 k's on the rear. So she is starting to just get down to a point where you'd probably think about putting a new one on, but yeah, the grip and the level of handling on the bitumen and the dirt, I'm sort of in two minds to throw another one on just to see how they go. But like I said, coming from Motos, which was a hard tyre, these things just offer sports bike like handling on the bitumen for a nobby.
That trail was pretty epic, to say the least. You definitely don't get that in Perth. I loved every minute of that. I slowed down because you got to enjoy the track, but you've also got to soak in the scenery. Yeah, I had a few sphincter moments. Sharp turn in the creek. Yeah, you turn out of the creek in a minute. Hey?
Okay, by this time we've made Newman. We've filled up the bikes, the bladders. We filled up ourselves. Had a good feed. A couple of the guys decided just to tarmac it to the next place, Karijini Roadhouse. It was quite warm this day, and then the rest of us went out through Sylvania Station and went to some old gold mines and stuff like that. I actually forgot to have the film on. I thought when I was recording I was turning it off, so there you go. Anyway, I've tried to condense this one as much as possible, but I've left a fair bit on just for some memories for the boys that were on the trip. Alright, enjoy. Some great tracks out through this way. We really, it was really fun. I enjoyed it. Although in the heat on a 200 plus kilo bike, fully kitted up with your jackets and pants and everything on. Definitely was drinking the water this day. We quite a few sandy sections where we had to actually ride up creek beds and rutted out four-wheel drive tracks and stuff like that. But once we got on the Jigalong Mission Road and heading back down towards the Karijini Roadhouse, that was sort of like a silver sand highway for us. It was just really nice and smooth and easy going. Just had to watch the whaling from the camels where they make their holes. This was just heading out past the Newman Water Reserve, a few k's out of Newman. This spot here wasn't far. If you've been following the series, we camped not far from here on the second night when it was Brad, Rod and myself. So Brad was on the GS 850 and Rod was on the GS 1200. I was on, obviously, as you can see, on the Africa Twin. The boys up in front of me, that's Jace on the Tenere 660. We also had a KTM 1290 and another BMW 1200 out front. Okay, there goes Jace. In the afternoon on this day I was just getting a bit tired, so I tamed it down a peg and just kept their dust just on the horizon. As you'll see coming up, we pull into an old abandoned roadhouse with heaps of relics and old cars and just engine blocks and bits and pieces laying around everywhere, which was quite interesting. I think we spent nearly 40 minutes having a poke around, a bit of a look, and really enjoyed it. This would have been quite an oasis in the desert when it was running back in the day. Anyway, have a look. It's quite interesting.
So we've made it to the old Mundawindi Roadhouse. Cars and just junk everywhere. And old AT's just loving it. Three on the tree. surprised there are as many cars left here that people haven't been out here for parts. A couple of old, looks like listers or something. Old Inter, maybe. What can it be? Old Land Rover. All the rims, the old engines sitting over there. Definitely worth the stop. So from here apparently about 30 k's. Old road sign there, look at that, classic. And then we're on bitumen, so I'll probably bring you back when we're at the campsite.
Okay, as you see, we're back on the black stuff, heading to Karijini Roadhouse, where there was cold beer and counter meals waiting. The other boys there had us sorted for that. As you'll see, a couple of heavy items going up the road, but by the end of this day we just wanted to get to the destination.
Quite a common sight on the Great Northern Highway, oversized loads heading up to the mines.
So from here it was just on the blacktop. I think it was about, I don't know, 15-20 k's, made it in, refueled, and we decided to pull up camp here for the night. We were just too buggered, too hot, too comfortable to try and make the bush camp that we were going to head to, so we pulled up stumps here. Okay, see you on the next one.